Thrifting ain't easy, unless you're watching me. These are the stories of 5 reality shows, each with a different agenda, but all serving one common goal: to help you escape from your real world and to enter an even more real world, one where anything is possible for the right price. It's time to stop being polite and start getting real in the real world of real deals. Welcome back to the Thrift Store Rundown's Real World of Real Deals, bringing the real Hollywood home on a budget by way of some real favorite reality shows. Next up, hidden camera prank shows. For the record, my all-time favorite is Scare Tactics on Sci-Fi. Binged it when I was a child. Tracy Morgan now, but back then, Shannon Doherty, post-Charmed. Every bit as hot as she was when she was Prue Hollowell. Love that girl. Tracy Morgan's awesome too. My mother's favorite hidden camera prank show as of now is Impractical Jokers on TruTV. It's no mystery why, just as these guys are no mystery to TSR. The Tenderloins, as they were once called in a previous career, Joe, Sal, Q, and Murr, subject themselves to all forms of shame and humiliation in front of an unsuspecting public and a viewing public via hidden cameras. All in the name of fun, of course. If any of the pranks or jokes weren't performed to their mutual satisfaction or weren't completed in time, they would subject themselves to even more shame and humiliation via the so-called punishments. That's Impractical Jokers in a nutshell. And it became one of the TruTV's most beloved and longest-running original series, taking them out of the not-reality, actuality era into the funny-because-it's-true era, with a couple of live shows, a movie, and a full boatload of merchandise, like the Wilder Games trilogy of games. And I say trilogy of games because I dealt with the previous 2 games before. The original game, the upgraded bots and challenges, and now the stakes are raised. The Ultimate Challenge Pack! 600 game cards, challenges, awkward scenarios, punishments, and accessories. An Amazon exclusive game, no more! Picked up for 50% off $7.99 from Red, White, and Blue Thrift Store in Patterson. You don't see the price tag because this was in a shrink wrap packaging, and that tag was on that shrink wrap packaging. But rest assured, I got this for half off for $7.99. I even took a picture on Instagram if you want to see the price tag. Anyway, this is one game set for 3 to 10 players ages 17 and up, and if you don't know how to play this or the previous 2 Impractical Jokers games, well, I guess for one last time, here's the gameplay demonstration vid.
Think you got what it takes to be a Joker? Prove it! Whether you're into pulling off challenges or love to laugh at hilariously uncomfortable card combinations, this 3-phase game has something for everyone. Phase 1, Undercover Jokers.
We're gonna invite over some friends, they don't know what's going on. We gotta get through our challenges without getting caught. I gotta tell them, guys, don't freak out, but I have lice.
I have to tell people that I'm worried about bad breath and ask them to smell it and let me know what they think.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. It's on.
It's on.
Compete to pull off 4 challenges in front of unsuspecting friends and family.
Is my breath bad?
Once the challenges are complete, let everyone else in on the gag.
You guys familiar with the show Impractical Jokers? So that's what we're doing here today, but like on you guys.
Sorry for the person who's
The lice thing, like you know the lice that I had?
Yeah. And the breath thing.
And the breath?
I don't know how celebrities.
Phase 2. All players face off to match awkward one-liner cards with hilarious scenarios.
Doorbell rings and it's your neighbor, surprising you with homemade cookies.
Is my physique distracting you?
Really strange feelings for my grandpa.
And of course, it wouldn't be a Joker's game without punishments.
I don't know, it was just on the top of my mind. It was the first thing I thought of.
What is wrong with you?
No.
I think you're not well.
I think I'm not well.
So now you know how to play? This is basically a deluxe version of that game. The components are the same, except they're pretty much doubled or tripled in this case. But if you want the real specifics on how to play, here is their trifold instruction manual, which is also double-sided. And of course, we'll give you 10 seconds to examine it, starting now. There you go. What's included? 600 game cards, 232 Undercover Jokers challenge cards, 323 action and scenario cards, part of the One-Up Showdown, and 45 punishments, all divided into the 3 phases of gameplay. And these accessories: 20 petitions, 3 brochures, 1 pair of false Broadway tickets, 1 sticky notepad, and 1 sound cube. Speaking of the brochures, I mentioned in the last Impractical Jokers review just how beautifully designed they were. Let me clarify that a bit further. How beautifully designed they are correlates to how realistic they look. I mean, look at this. Fly Below Travel Agency, Fly Baggage Class and Save, the Fearless Reader Weapons Tour, and the Mustaches Across America Tour. All 3 of these brochures, all of them trifold and double-sided, look so realistic, you'd think for a second, if you didn't read the disclaimer at the bottom of each of them, that they were indeed real brochures for real events. Wow, the games really went above and beyond designing these brochures. They're definitely eye-catching for me, and one of the singular highlights of this entire game. And the game that went before it. But they didn't just stop there. We'll get to the cards in a moment. The sticky notepad, well, relatively inconsequential for this review, but if you use it, it could be of great use to you. Look at this! A petition to allow people to date their first cousins. By signing this, you agree that cousins should be able to date. We thank you for your support. I mean, if Jerry Springer, God was the mayor in your town, there'd be no question. These petitions would be filled in a heartbeat and signed into local law. But then again, even he has a brain. Or had a brain, I should say. Here's a pair of tickets for Turtle or Tortoise, the musical. Pretty neat, huh? And again, this looks so realistic, as do the petitions, and I sure do hope there's a lot more than just a petition to date their first cousins. But if you didn't read the disclaimer down here, you would think they were real. That's how beautifully crafted this game is. Of course, that's to take away nothing from these challenge cards, divided into 6 stacks of cards, all in their shrink wrap packaging. Concede matter-of-factly, I don't like naked people. That's your deck of action cards. We'll get to this in a moment. Call the first seat contacted your phone and try to say the phrase, "Do I stink?" under your breath 3 times without getting caught. Those are your scenario cards. Scowl and say, "Hell nah!" Technically it said, "Hell no!" But I wanted to go all the way on that one. Just as wild the games went all the way for this. Tap them on the shoulder and say, "Quick question, how old do you think my wife is?" Again, another stack of challenge cards. One more. Punishment. If you live in a house, talk about how great it is living in your apartment. Then realize, wait, I mean house. Sorry, I got confused for a second. Say the opposite if you live in an apartment. And then, of course, there's the sound cube, really more shaped like a sound cylinder, with this tag here. Maybe if I pull it off, it'll activate it. Does it activate? I mean, the batteries are already included in here if you can see them. They call for small, round batteries. Oh, yeah. That's the spot. It's a sound effect cylinder that only plays 2 sounds. Well, I'll take 2 over nothing, but if they had 5, it would definitely make for a much more livelier game because of the diversity of the sound effects. But it only had 2. Whatever, I'll take 2. So those are all the components for the Impractical Jokers Ultimate Challenge Pack. And they really do mean ultimate. I mean, again, everything here is so realistic. The brochures, the petitions, I mean, the sticky memo pad just adds to everything inconsequentially, and this pair of Broadway tickets. Wow, the games really went all out. If it contained a welcome message from the Tenderloins themselves, that just would have been the icing on the cake. But I really didn't need it because this thing is just solid. Think you got what it takes to be a Joker? Prove it as you go through Phase 1, Undercover Jokers, where each undercover player must pull off challenges on unsuspecting friends. Phase 2, the one-up showdown. Once the gag is up, players compete to match awkward one-liners with funny scenarios. And Phase 3, punishments, where the night's biggest loser is subject to a surprise punishment of epic proportions. And by the way, the sound cylinder has 3 large 44 AG13 batteries inside. And the disclaimer applies, as does with the other 2 games, that you should only play this with your immediate friends or family, and you should do so at home or in the office with people that you do know on a first-name basis and you know quite well. Never attempt with strangers, and always get people's permission to film these challenges and post them online. Otherwise, a lawsuit is no joke. You put all these components together, and you got a solid 5 out of 5 clap way to cap off the Impractical Jokers trilogy of games from Wilder Toys. Job well done to them. Really wildly well done. And to all 4 Jokers themselves. This might be the last Impractical Jokers game you see here, but it certainly won't be the last time you hear from these Jokers. I know I can speak from experience, but these 4 can really demonstrate it better than I can ever speak it. It pays to be a laughingstock. But for us, it doesn't have to cost much to be a laughingstock just like them. These Tenderloins sure do know how to tickle your funny bones. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.